Hi, my name is Marcin Hamerla. I'm the owner and founder of the company HEM, which is the owner of the brand Ferrum Audio. I came to Korea for two reasons, in fact. One is the most important one is the promotion of Wandla'e, our newest DAC. But in the same time, I wanted to see or to get some grasp of Korea, because I was never before here, and then two last days I was walking, using metro, bus, going hiking to Bibong, so to see everything what I could during these 2 short days. I gathered, several impressions. I always liked Korean food, so that was the right place for me. Probably the nicest was yesterday was a very good day, because we hiked to Bibong in the Bohungsan National Park. So the day was wonderful. Basically, I was always interested in music, in classical music, jazz music. My sister was a very good very good pianist. I grew with music in my house. And I study at the Warsaw University of Technology, and I studied electronics, hardware things. And after the university, I started working, making the designs for military and then some medical projects. And I was doing these things, and when meeting MYTEK, I just used this opportunity to switch to things which were interesting for me. I mean, for the audio. So that's how it happened. 22? 22 years? Yes, that was a long time. We had different views of making business. That's the shortest answer for this question. So that was the reason, and that was the background for this. But there was another reason. That was different views on engineering, how the engineering should be done, and what are our goals. I don't want to focus on very expensive equipment or expensive equipment. We don't do this. We believe, that we prefer to make the equipment for the people like we, okay, not for the super rich. So our first units are, let's say, the most expensive thing right now is Wandla'e, which is 2,800. Our business is kind of conservative. People try, or prefer, to copy existing designs in designing new stuff. And I believe, that if you want to build a very good new equipment, better than, the previous generations, be better than 10 years ago, you have to take a risk, and you have to, introduce new ideas. And my team, which is young, I have a very young engineering team, very brilliant, they are very good engineers. I wouldn't be able to keep them if I told them that you have to copy all these old designs. Basically, they want to grow, they want to, develop their ideas. So that's kind of, I understand them, they understand me. So we try, to do new things with experimenting, and in every unit, they are risky. I don't know if this is the right word, but risky in that sense, that when you introduce risky solution, you can fail. So you lose money, and you delay the development of the product, and that can kill the company. So, but we like, to experiment. So basically, maybe we take risk, but but we are careful what we do. Regarding the sound, how we design, it's always, we prefer natural sound. And as my friend, it's difficult to explain. But if you go, every week to the to the concert hall, if you go, jazz concert, you go, you listen to lots of music. Then, after a long time, you get the grasp of what natural sound is. Okay, so it's even maybe there's in our business there is this saying naturality. I don't know that neutrality, but I don't know if this neutrality. The sound has to sound natural. That's all. So. And the perfect example, of this is Wandla. Basically, when we designed Wandla, we had several ideas, and it was, we knew what we wanted to do, but then we had many sessions, live sessions when we were making, for example, we had a new idea about, about the new IV section in Wandla. So my engineers designed, first of all, we discussed what we wanted to try. Then they designed several versions of schematic. They simulated that in Spice. Then we built everything in metal. I mean, hardware versions, 7 hardware versions. Then we started, listening to them, and then we chose one, the proper one, okay? In the end, and we use in our design process ears of other people, because when you are a father of something, you are always proud. You don't see the problems you have in the hardware, because you feel you spend so much time that that you want it to be perfect, but you need the opinion from different world. So that's how we work. We use other ears of other people, and then when we are sure that that's the proper version, we use it in our hardware. But it's kind of it's a repetition process that that you improve this every time a small step. That's pretty easy to explain. We don't make Swiss knives. The term Swiss knife. So there's something which does everything. Okay, so we don't do this. I mean, if you take Wandla, you will see that this product is to make one function very, very well. I mean the conversion. Of course, there's this connectivity, all these things, so the product is pretty versatile, but if you look at the analog stuff, so this is the converter and that's all. Because, there is no phono stage, there is no headphone amplifier, because, if we put inside headphone amplifier or the phono stage or any other things inside, that would harm the sound, the budget we provided for the conversion. So that's why the converter is so good. I mean, I personally, that's because of my personality. I don't like Swiss knives. I believe, I want to have one good knife, that's all, which is very sharp, very convenient to use, and very high quality. And then this is Wandla. So this is so. I am headphone guy. Okay, I listen mostly music. I listen music via the headphones for many reasons, and I use ERZO, which is headphone amp with DAC, because it stands on my desk and it has convenient form. Okay, but when you want to go to extremes, if you are very, very high end with headphones, let's say, So you should use OR and Wandla. Plus, of course, if you have the budget for this Hypsos. So this is first. And the second is, you know, that Wandla can be used in living room environment because it's the perfect hub of the audio system. So it has all the inputs you need in your living room. Plus, it has the HDMI ARC input, which means it is, you know, you can connect the TV to that box. So you can use Wandla into environments, as I say, in high-end headphone systems, plus as a very, very good or high-end DAC for home applications. But of course, because it does not have the streamer inside, you have to use external streamer. But plus, you can connect your CD player, your TV, and other things, everything you want. Initially we focused, you know, on HeadPhi products because that was my decision, because I wanted to start with HeadPhi products initially because I'm HeadPhier. Of course, Wandla is kind of universal because you can use it in HeadPhi applications, as I said, but in Hi-Fi applications as well. So basically, next products will be Hi-Fi, but we want to grow with both fields, you know, equally. Because we understand, you know, that people listen to music, you know, one group prefers headphones and the other had Hi-Fi applications. If you introduce one product into the market, you work on the other one already. So we work already on the next product that will be launched probably around in November. I don't want to tell any details about this. Regarding, however, we have bigger plans for the future, and we are working already on something bigger. But that needs time, you know, to crystallize. I mean, you know, it's kind of difficult, you know, because, you know, we want to go into streaming. For some time, for some moment in time, not right now, but, you know, in some time. But we need to understand, because when you look at our products, they are every time they are unique, somehow unique. There are new features or the old features done in new way. And in case of streaming, you know, we need to find out first of all, we have to make the experiments. We have to understand how to do the proper product. Thank you.